Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Shelley and today I am going to show you around the house that we've bought for an investment. A little bit about the house. It's a 3-bedroom terrace and it's about 5 minutes from where we live, and we bought it quite spontaneously. I thought I'd tell you a little bit about why we've bought an investment house and how we've done it, and then I'll show you around. I wanted to buy a house to renovate and sell on for a profit. The reason being is my husband is 66 tomorrow, so he's officially a pensioner. I'm 50, 66, there's obviously a big age gap between us, and neither of us have got a private pension. He gets his state pension this month, yay, but it's not going to, just about maybe covers some of the bills. So we wanted to buy something that we could invest in so that he can comfortably retire in the next year. It's come around so quickly. We wanted to be at this stage where he could retire comfortably now, but unfortunately, we're just not in that position. So this is a project. I'm going to try and do as much work as I can on it because his health is not brilliant. We looked at loads and loads of houses over the last 18 months, and I got to the point where I was like, should we just give up? And then about 3 months ago, we sat down. I was like, right, I'm going to have one last go. I'm going to have a look at some houses, see if we can find anything. I booked in 2 houses, one of which was this one. We came to look at it. We both fell in love with it immediately. A lot of the houses that we've looked at over the last 18 months were brilliant and brilliant investments, but there was always a little bit of a red flag, like one of the rooms was really small, or the garden wasn't big, or there wasn't much parking space. You know, when there's just a little bit of a red flag. This one, we couldn't find any red flags at all. The rooms are of good size, it's got parking, the garden, I'll show you the garden, has got beautiful views. And as soon as we walked in, we just both were like, it's got a really, really nice feel to it. So we viewed it in the morning, and in the afternoon, we put in an offer and it was accepted. And that was that. Our solicitors were really good and they got it through the day before the stamp duty went up again. So 1st of April, I think that was. So it took 7 weeks to go through. So after 18 months of looking, we bought a house in 7 weeks. Just done an entire 2 minutes of talking without pressing the record button. Oh, right, anyway, I can't even remember what I said now. Plans for the house are going to, hopefully, fingers crossed, I want it up for September. So we're mid-May now, and that gives us about 14 weeks. It's been very slow so far, but next week, hopefully, we can get stuck into it. If I say that I'm going to post a video weekly, and that'll probably give me a kick up the bum to get something done. Got any suggestions on anything, please let me know, because I really need some advice on the garden because that is not my forte, and I think that's the biggest part of the house. That's going to take the biggest effort. Rest of it, I've got vague ideas what I want to do, but I think I just need to get stuck in. Otherwise, I'll be just contemplating forever and not making a decision. So yeah, I'm going to show you around. Follow me. Welcome to the living room. So this room is a pretty decent size, to be honest. I've not brought my thing that I could measure it with, but yeah, it's a good size. So you could easily fit a sofa in, and it could be a living dining room, to be fair, but we're going to use a different room for a dining room. First things first, Artex on the ceiling. There's Artex everywhere in this house, so that is our first job in here. And wallpaper on the walls, so that's today's job. I'm going to start stripping the wallpaper. Lights are definitely going, and the wall lights as well. I don't know whether I might try and upcycle these because the actual base bit's all right. It's just the lights on top actually flicker, which is not the look I'm kind of going for. Obviously new flooring because it's got an old carpet in it. So these pipes, I think, are from the hot water tank, and we're going to get rid of the hot water tank and put in a combi boiler. The window, all the glass is going to get replaced in the windows, so just for plain glass. The fireplace, I'm not sure what to do with it yet. This bit might get an upcycle. The gas fire has definitely got to go. So I'm not sure what we're going to put in its place. We might have a look at doing a bioethanol fire, which we've got in our house, but I'm not sure yet. It's quite big, the chimney breast. We're not knocking it out or anything. We're trying to keep the structural work as minimal as possible because we have got a small budget. So we need some new doors. I do like the idea of having the glass in. I don't know if we might be able to just paint them and replace the glass because I do like the actual style of the door. Yeah, we're going to have to see new sockets and light switches throughout the house. We're going to probably go for like an antique brass finish and replace this door here that goes into the kitchen. I'm not sure, we might build like a media unit here, you know, some shelving because it's quite a big space to put something in. Not decided yet. We're just going to get it stripped and plastered and then sort of make plans as we go along, I think. The doors I would really love to replace. Not sure what with, but yeah, I'd really love to replace them, but it depends what budget we've got. But they lead out into what was the thing that really sold the house to us, which I'll show you in a bit, but I'll just show you a little glimpse of it now. The views are just to die for. So this is a kitchen, and as you can see, it's a pretty decent size. It's obviously all going to get ripped out. It's got Artex on the walls again. The tiles are all coming off. The cupboards, not going to have any cupboards on the top. They're just going to be on the bottom. Need a new sink, need new worktops, need new oven, need new extractor fan. So everything out of here is going to get ripped out. We are not sure what we're going to do with this area yet. So this is an island. I think, again, I'm just going to rip it out and I don't know yet. There's a lot of things that I can't get my head around at the moment. I think I need to be in the space for a little bit longer and just do each room as I get to it. Otherwise, it all gets a little bit overwhelming. I work best when I'm in a space, so my ideas come to me as I'm working along. I find it really hard actually to know what the final look is going to be. So I know obviously I'm not a trained interior designer and I find it really hard. I've got loads of ideas in my head and I know kind of the overall look that I want, but I can't pin it down exactly. That's where I struggle. I am best being in a space, working along and coming up with ideas as I go along. That's how I always work best. And that's what I'll probably do in this house. You might be wondering what all this stuff is in the kitchen. So when we downsized 18 months ago, we got a shipping container to put all our stuff in. It was a temporary measure. And 18 months later, we still have all our stuff in. So what we've done is we've emptied the shipping container into the house, into the sheds outside, so that we can sort through it, and also we're not paying £180 just to store rubbish. Honest to God, the stuff that we've got, this is my wedding dress down here. I might just sell it. I'm not going to wear it again. I probably won't fit in it, but yeah. So there's random stuff here that I'm just slowly going through and slowly decluttering. This here is a pantry. As you can see, this is what we are. This is what we've got out of the shipping container. Fishing and golf stuff. My husband hasn't been fishing for about 15 years, but insists on keeping all his stuff. Golf clubs, he's got another set, so I don't know what all these are for all the car boot. We're going to have a car boot at some point. I think we're going to keep this as a pantry, do it all out with nice shelving, etc. So this is a little room off the kitchen, which wasn't sure what to do with it, to be honest. I popped it on my Instagram account and people said make it into a butler's pantry, have it as a dining room, do it as a utility room. So it's a small room and it's obviously got an archway to it. we did think about knocking this bit out, but to be honest, I quite like the archway, and I think when you look through it, we can make it into a cozy little room, and we're going to have it as a dining room. I think that's what's going to happen. So it also leads back into the living room, so you'll be able to come in here and maybe put a little seated area. I'm not sure yet, but this is the next room to get plastered. So we need to strip all this, and then the plasterer, I think, is coming tomorrow. The floors are all concrete throughout, so we're going to have to sort those out. And there's a little bit of a step up from the kitchen. But yeah, that's what we're going to do with this room. As you come into the house, there is a little porch. So we're going to climb all this. Window is not staying that colour, and create somewhere where we can hang coats, etc. Not we, because we're not moving into it. Where people can hang coats, and make this into like a coat boot area. I think we're going to actually reconfigure where the door opens, etc. And the leaded windows are getting replaced, and the front door. Broken glass wasn't there when we moved in. What happened was my husband and the plasterer were outside. I then went outside, and the door shut behind me, and it automatically locks. None of us had a set of keys, so we had to smash the window to get back into the house. So yeah, but this is getting replaced anyway, so it's not a great deal. And then off the kitchen, we have a little lean-to. This is completely full of building materials at the moment. And it's very hot in here because it's another lovely day in Sheffield. This is a bit of a funny space actually. One idea was just to knock it down, but I think it is a really useful space because it has got plumbing for a washing machine, and I think it would make a really good little utility room. So the idea is to box in all the pipes and make it more of a functional room, possibly put a sink in it, a little worktop for yeah, so it's gonna be a utility room. So I'm going to show you the main reason why we fell in love with the house. It is my dream to live in a house that has views. It doesn't have to be a big house. I just want to sit outside and look across amazing views. A few years ago, we looked at a house further up the road from here. It's a really lovely road, this, because it's all got field views at the back of it. Looked at another house up the road. It was owned by a lovely elderly couple. They kept it absolutely immaculate, but it was a bit old fashioned, but it was immaculate. And the views from the garden literally went onto a field, and it was beautiful, so peaceful. I absolutely fell in love with it. And we put an offer in, we put the highest offer that we could put in, and we didn't find out till about 2 weeks later, and we lost out. And I was gutted because it was probably the only house in our price range that we could get that had the amazing views. Fast forward to this year, and this house, a bit further down, has got the views. They're not as good as the ones up there because they actually went bang onto the field. This one has, unfortunately, had a few houses built at the bottom of it, but the views are still lovely. The garden, when we first got it, I'll see if I can post a little video on here, was completely overgrown with shrubs. They had a really random shrub in the middle of the garden that completely blocked the view. So a couple of weeks ago, we got a guy in to lop everything down. I'm really unsure what I'm going to do with the bottom of the garden because it's got a big patch where the big bushes were, and it's got a random gravel bit. Any ideas, much appreciated. I think this is going to be the hardest bit of the renovation, to be honest, and we need to get cracking because obviously if we're wanting to sell it in September, we've only got like 3 months to make it look decent. So yeah, I'm going to show you and let me know what you think. Able to see the views better from upstairs when I go upstairs and show you. This is coming down to the bottom of the garden. I'm speaking quieter because obviously the neighbours might hear me and think I'm mad. This was the massive bush that was in the middle here. So that's all been cut back. We've got to get rid of all this. And then again, we've got the gravel here. So I really don't know what we're going to do with this, to be honest. And this was all overgrown, so we've cut it all back. More bushes to get rid of. And then looking back to the house, walls were again overgrown with all bushes, so we've got rid of all them. We've just got to get all the stumps out, which is going to be a nightmare. The shed is going to go because it's leaning to one side, but at the moment it's just housing everything from the shipping container. The top bit of the garden, I don't think is going to be too bad to do. This all just needs weeding and sorting out. The paving here is all cracked, so that needs replacing. I think this bit here, for ease and to keep expenses down, I think we're just going to gravel all this bit here, and then potentially this bit here, maybe put some decking so you can have a seating area there. This bush is going to get moved somewhere. So yeah, I think the top bit might be all right to do. It's just the bottom bit that I'm really struggling to see what we can do. We're going to keep this little shed because that's solid, and I'm just going to paint it, make it look a little bit more attractive. What about the house is that it has got an alleyway that's shared between ours and the neighbours, so you can actually access the back garden without going through the house. So we're going to put a solid gate on there. Yeah, once the bushes etc are out, it's an absolutely gorgeous view. I'm going to take you upstairs now, and this has been plastered already, this and the ceiling. This needs doing because it's still Artex. The carpet's going to get replaced. I think we'll probably paint the stairs and put a runner on it. And I'm going to show you my favourite spot in the house, which I love. So as we come up the stairs, this is my favourite spot in the house because you can really see the gorgeous views outside. Woo! So it's a really decent sized landing, and the window is just my favourite spot. I just want to just sit here and look out of it. Plans for the landing. So at the moment, this houses the hot water tank, and it's not a combi boiler. So our first thing next week is we're getting a combi boiler installed in one of the bedrooms where the hot water heater, I don't know what it is, I don't know what the system is, I'm not a plumber, but that's coming out. This is all coming out, and then what we're going to do is knock down this and this. So this is just going to be an open landing, and then what I want to do is move the radiator to probably this wall here and have a window seat under the window. What I'd really like to do is create a bigger window so you can really see the views, but I don't know if that's viable, how much it's going to cost. So if we can't do that, we'll just keep the window as it is, and we're going to build a window seat underneath it, have like a little bookcase or some shelves at the end, and just make it into a really lovely spot where you can sit and read. And I might not leave, I might move in. It's going to be so hard to get rid of. Then into the first of the 3 bedrooms. This is a main bedroom. It's a really decent size, and as you can see, we've already had it plastered. So when we first got it, it was wallpaper, which was an absolute pain to get off in this room, to be honest. So we have stripped all the wallpaper, we've had it plastered. The ceiling, we're going to move the light because it's in a really odd position. But my electrician did tell me why they have got lights near the window, and that's because it doesn't cast a shadow when you get ready at night time. So that's why they were near the window as opposed to the middle of the room. But we are going to move it to the middle of the room. The window is getting replaced with clear glass. These wardrobes are actually staying, but they're going to have a glow up. So they're not staying as they are in the current condition. They're going to have a glow up. I'm going to paint them, maybe put some beading on them, change the handles, and make them a much nicer feature of the room. Here's where the hot water tank is currently. So we're going to take that out. I'm having a combi boiler put in there, and it's also got a little bit of storage in. So we're going to pop and paint all that out, make it look nice. The floorboards are, we're going to have floorboards in the upstairs because they're in pretty good condition. They just need a good sand and then a varnish. And then going out from the big bedroom, we go to the, whoops, bangs into the wall. We go into the medium-sized bedroom. Really good sized room. It's bigger than our second bedroom at home. My son came to look at it and he's like, "This is bigger than my bedroom." And what I would do, Mum, is I'd put my bed here and and I'm like, "We're not moving into it." But yeah, it's a bit gutted because it's actually bigger than our house at home. Again, we've had it we've not had it wallpaper. We've stripped the wallpaper off and we've had it plastered. So that's one job done. And again, the windows are going to get replaced. The light is going to be moved into the centre of the room. I'll try not, oops, yeah, try not to bang into something. I've just banged into something straight away. So going from the middle bedroom, and then this is the smallest bedroom. So this is the smallest bedroom. It's got the views. It's a shame that the bigger bedroom hasn't got the views, but yeah, it's got, I mean, the views from here are just absolutely lovely. And we've stripped all the wallpaper in here and had it plastered. So once it's had a bit of a sand on the floor and coving up, etc., I'm going to get cracking with it. Right, annoying fly in the house. Hate flies, especially when they're buzzy flies. I'm going to try not to bump into anything. We're going into the bathroom now. So as you can probably tell, this is the bathroom. I've had to record this again. I'm really waffling today, so I do apologise. I can't seem to get in a rhythm with talking. So yeah, if there's a lot of waffle, I apologise. I can't think straight today. I think my perimenopause brain's kicking in. Right, what am I going to say about the bathroom? Yeah, it's all getting ripped out. We are going to replace it. I want to change the layout really. I think the layout's a little bit odd. The shower's going to stay where it is. The bath I would ideally like to put under the window, and then potentially the sink on here. I think when you have a sink, we've got a sink at home where we've got a sink and then we've got like a mirror, so you like washing your face and everything. With the sink where it is at the moment, you've got like a sink and nowhere to look in when you're getting ready in the morning. But yeah, I'm not sure how much it's going to be to change everything round. Again, if you've got any ideas, greatly appreciated. It's quite a decent size. I've took the measurements. I'm going to do a floor plan and have a little play about with it, I think. Again, I've got no idea what I'm doing in here. It's really unusual for me to be like stuck. I think it's because I want it to look so good that I don't know where to start. I'm really just stuck in and done 3 rooms by now. But yeah, well, I think once I get into the flow of it, once we get into it properly next week, I will, yeah, I'll come up with lots of ideas. I think we just need to get the house gutted first and then start building it back up again. That's it. I hope you've enjoyed the tour. I hope you follow along to see what we do in the house. We need to get cracking this week, next week. I've got Wayne's birthday tomorrow. And then on Monday, I think we're going to come and start getting the bedrooms done. Start from the upstairs, work his way down, get the kitchen ripped out, get the bathroom ripped out, and get cracking, and we need to make a start on the garden. I might get my parents over. I mean, they're nearly 80, but they do like a bit of gardening. They'll be arguing all the time, so that'll be good for video content. They just argue all the time. My mum just shouts at my dad all the time. So yeah, I might get them over to do a bit of the garden. That'll be entertainment for you. And yeah, so if you have enjoyed it and you're keen to follow along and see what we do, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you on the next video where I hope we've got an update.